Any strength coach who knows his stuff will tell you. Making a teenage athlete stronger, piece of cake. Pushing up his conditioning, even easier. Packing on muscle on a genetically average kid, that's the hardest part of the job. And something many team sport athletes have trouble with, increasing your lean body mass. Why is it so difficult? Think about it. A good trainer will be with you in the gym a few hours per week, making sure you're lifting right. But he won't be there as you sit down for dinner to control what goes into your mouth. That puts the responsibility on you, the athlete, to prepare, cook, and eat enough food to grow. But speaking from experience, when young athletes, or more accurately, their parents who buy all the food and cook the meals, are left to make nutrition choices on their own, it just does not work. You need structure and accountability so that every meal is moving you toward the goal of getting bigger. And if you have ever said to yourself, hey, I got to gain some muscle to be able to compete at the next level, I know exactly where you're coming from. So let me share with you something that will probably sound familiar. As a 15, 16-year-old kid, my physical activity was through the roof. 5 to 6 football practices, 2 gym workouts, and 1 game was a regular week for me. I was burning so many calories in practice that despite eating breakfast, 2 hot meals, and 2 to 3 snacks a day, I still felt hungry. That was my body signaling, give me more fuel. I was eating enough to perform okay, but not enough to gain muscle. I still remember my mom would scold me about keeping my eating in check because she feared our monthly grocery bill would balloon up. No wonder I graduated high school a skinny fat weakling weighing about 65 kilograms, 140 pounds. I wish I had pictures to show you of my younger and skinnier self, but believe me when I tell you I did not look like this as a teenager, or even at 25 for that matter. Figuring out this nutrition thing took me a long time. As a high school athlete, I always thought it's what you do in the gym that determines how much muscle you gain. Nutrition was an afterthought. Nobody, not my parents, not my teachers, not my sports coaches, ever taught me the facts behind feeding muscle. So it never occurred to me that muscle tissue doesn't just fall on your body out of thin air. You need to eat more than you burn so your body can use that extra energy as building blocks for new muscle. Sounds obvious, but you gotta realize this was in the early 2000s when we didn't have all the information available today through a quick Google or YouTube search at our fingertips. So I had zero knowledge about performance nutrition. And outside of going to the library to pick up a boring textbook, no practical way to educate myself on protein requirements or how to count calories. Which brings me to the point of this video. Should athletes track calories to gain weight? Knowing what I know now, absolutely. Now you're probably thinking, is that really necessary? Sounds more like a hassle than anything. Yes, it is necessary. Most of the athletes I work with are 15, 16 on the low end and 21, 22 on the high end. That means I'm very familiar with athletes' nutrition habits on a full spectrum ranging from older junior through D1 college all the way up to professional hockey players. Time and time again, I have found that you will not grow if you're eating less than 3,000 calories. That's the absolute bare minimum when you're practicing 5 to 7 times per week, lifting hard in the gym a few times, and playing 1 or 2 games on top of that. Most hockey players in the age bracket between 16 and 22 need more than 3,000 calories. In the off-season, 3,500 to 4,000 is normal. And then you have those outliers who require even more if they want to gain weight. Could be 4.5 or 5,000 calories per day, at which point eating is your full-time job. You go to the gym, you lace up for practice, and every chance you get in between, you eat. That's your entire day. The only way you're going to hit your daily calorie target for sure, doesn't matter whether it's 3,500 or 5,000, is by tracking what goes in your mouth. Anything that has calories, you count, while also tracking your body weight, how it changes on a weekly basis. This is how you get objective data that allows you to make accurate decisions about your diet. If you've been slamming down 3,500 calories a day, but your body weight remains the same for the last 3 weeks, you know you're not eating enough to grow. Based on this information, you bump it up to 3,800 calories and see what happens over the next week or two. Body weight finally moving north? Great. Stay at 3,800. Scale numbers still not going up? Increase to 4,000. You cannot make correct nutrition decisions unless you have statistics like this. And that's why it's so crucial for athletes to track calories. I can already hear the excuses. Oh, it's so difficult. I don't have the time, blah, blah. There may have been a ring of truth to it around 15 years ago when I got serious about lifting and eating for performance in college. There were no calorie tracking apps to do the legwork for you. So what I would do is read a food label, type the amount of proteins, carbs, fats, and calories found inside in an Excel sheet, use my sick Excel skills that I learned in class to calculate my targets for the day, then print that sheet out and tape it on the wall right above my stove so I knew exactly what and how much to cook. Talk about doing it old school. These days, you have MyFitnessPal and other apps where you just scan the barcode, type in how many grams you're going to eat, and you're done. The app calculates everything for you. If you're struggling to gain muscle, then tracking calories is a no-brainer. It only takes a few minutes out of your day, and you'll have objective data to make the right choices going forward. So there's really no valid reason not to do it. Doesn't mean you have to calculate calories for the rest of your life. After you get the hang of it, you learn to ballpark your meals. Also, you'll be eating much of the same foods every day. So beyond that initial effort to get started, it's so easy. Speaking of high performance meals, watch this video on what exactly you should eat going into your next game. Thank you for watching. For more great training and nutrition tips, you know what to do. Beat that like button, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video.